Beginning last summer, a series of events were kicked off that horrified the world, and it horrified us especially as Catholics, as believers. Over 100,000 people had to flee a part of northern Iraq, literally for their lives and for their faith. They had to flee to Kurdistan. They left everything behind, literally at the end of a sword. Some of them saw their fathers and husbands executed. Women were violated. Young girls were taken off as prisoners. Terrorists tried to force these Christians to convert, but they chose to flee. In this area of Erbil, more than 100,000 Christians, many of whom were Catholics, arrived. And the church tried to respond to these overwhelming needs. And we have with us today two of our directors, Raed Bahu from the Amman, Jordan office and Michelle Constantine from the Beirut office. What is it like for a Christian that's had to leave everything behind and come into this context of being basically in a foreign land?
You know, those people, they are there for thousands of years. They moved within 1 hour, and now they are living in unfinished building, in tents. We need basics, just water, hot water, electricity, food, soap. They fled because they want to protect their faith. They want to protect their religion. It's easy for them to convert, but they refused that. We need to imagine how a middle-class people, within hours, he's desperate for charity. And we need not to think of charity. We need to think of solidarity with them.
They felt like betrayed. Most of them want to get out, but somehow they are stuck. There is no way out. They are stuck with their new conditions, with the misery they are living in, and the only way to do is to accompany them and try to reduce their suffering.
Now, we've heard from you what it's like for these Christians. There's a lot of hopelessness. There's total uncertainty. What is it that the church provides?
Well, this is a problem because the church people also fled with them. The bishops, the nuns, the priests, all of them, and they are living in the same situation. One congregation, the Dominican Sisters of St. Catherine, they lost 10 nuns within 6 months because of health and stress and all of that. But still their morale are high. They are supporting the people. They are trying to help them as they can.
The good thing in this bad situation is you can find the solidarity. The church is getting very close to its people, and they are both living the same conditions. The Church of Iraq is becoming poor, taking care of the poor, and this is important. The people feel the church is very close to them, is accompanying them, trying to help them as much as it can. And the sisters themselves, they show this. The bishops, one of the bishops was living in a small container also, and so they are living in the same situation. They are sharing the same needs, and together they try to resurrect from this bad condition, from this misery, to a better life. And hopefully this will be in Iraq.
Okay, and we can appreciate a little bit, I think, the presence of the church, the abiding presence. Now, what's the role of Catholic Near East Welfare Association?
Well, our role is great because, you know, they respect Qinghua. They know that when they ask Qinghua for things, they will deliver. So the coordination is there.
Qinghua was among the first pioneer organizations to pay a visit to these displaced families and to the church to show solidarity. And they mobilized whatever resources were available at that time to immediately respond and to immediately do something. And later on, the people felt that the global church is in solidarity with the local church and with their suffering. And one of them, they told me, well, now we know that Pope Francis and the global church, they are really caring for us. And I believe Qinghua played a major role in coordinating this and filling the gap and trying to alleviate the suffering somehow.
Thank you both for your sharing, and to those of you that are watching this, I hope this gives you a little fuller appreciation of how critically important faith is to these people. They would never compromise their faith in a heroic way, and the heroic presence of the church, and how with your prayers, and possibly with your gifts, Catholic Near East Welfare Association, we are there, we walk with the church, we accompany the poor, those who otherwise would have no hope. Thank you, and God bless you.